I've spent 7 years flipping properties and I've made every mistake in the book. But in this video, I'm going to teach you in just 10 minutes what are the top mistakes that new investors make, and I will teach you the shortcuts that you can take to successfully flip properties anywhere. Make sure you stay tuned and watch the entire video. And if you have questions, leave comments at the bottom. So let's get started on learning these shortcuts and the best practices to flip properties today. Before we get into this video, a few things that we're going to discuss, right? How to find deals that actually work and that is not overpriced. How to understand the cost of rehab. Choosing the right or the wrong contractor. Fixing your financing mistakes and making sure you don't have those mistakes ahead of time. Another thing I want you guys to really take heed to is not over-renovating or mis-renovating your property. And also time management. If you mismanage your time flipping properties, it will cost you greatly. One of the things I also want you guys to know is make sure you know how to understand how to exit your property, meaning that if you can't sell it, can you convert it into a rental? Knowing that before you get started will help you tremendously. So the biggest pain point, finding deals, chasing deals on the MLS. Do those deals actually work? Sometimes they don't. However, if you're able to find deals off market with wholesalers, direct to seller, and also those who are in the market who are flipping, you can either JV with them. So if you're trying to find properties, make sure you try to get them off market if you can. Sometimes I go to Zillow, look for sale by owners to see if they're willing to sell their property to an investor directly and not having to pay an agent commission. How do I do that? I find the most distressed properties on Zillow myself and go look for those who've been on the market for 90 days or more, so 90 to 120 days, and try to give them an offer with the formula I'll give you guys later on in this video. Finding deals on the MLS can be stressful. It doesn't mean you can't do it. However, it can be stressful. So make sure you're not chasing these deals and make sure you're actually looking for deals in a proper way. Okay, this is a big one. Understanding your rehab. Do not, I repeat, do not underestimate your rehab. Always put a buffer of 10% to even 15%. If you're new, I would even say go as high as 20%. Whatever your rehab budget you're projecting it is, add an additional 10%. I would always tell you the rule of 3. You do your walkthrough, get a contractor and get another contractor and compare notes. Do not underestimate your rehab because it can cost you. Unexpected changes in your flip can cost you money greatly because this impacts your bottom line across the board when you go sell. So never underestimate your rehab. Overestimate about 10 to 15%. If you're an experienced investor, you know you can do that and put the 10, 15. If you're new, do 20% just in case. 20%, whatever you think is gonna cost you, do 20% of that as a buffer. This one's the huge one. Choosing the wrong contractor. I hear this so many times. If you talk to any flipper, I guarantee they're gonna say the biggest mistake they make is over budgeting or choosing the wrong contractor. Choosing the right contractor can make or kill your deal. Make sure you properly vet these contractors. Go to one of their job sites, verify the work they've done before, call previous customers. I even go as far as saying, hey, what is one person that you work with that did not like you when you feel like you did a good job? Can I have them as a reference point? Always get contractors from other flippers if you can. Find flippers that are in the industry that can refer you to contractors. And key note, ask them for their A and B type of contractors, not the ones they call very seldomly because they're not really that good. Get their A and B players. Don't get their C players. Get the A and B players. That's how you find them. Also, you can go around and flip properties and find them that way too and see if you can get their number and save it for later. This is what 7 years taught me. If you do your numbers for financing ahead of time, you will always win. Now, if you make sure you get hard money, make sure you're properly engaging with the hard money. Make sure that you understand the origination, your closing costs, how much are they requiring insurance, how much insurance they're requiring, and also are they charging you a transaction fee, are they charging you a doc fee, are they charging you an evaluation fee? All these fees factor into your bottom line. So if you're paying 12% on hard money plus an additional 3% on fees, that's 15% on the money you're borrowing. I have a calculator that we have in my coaching where I do for my students that they utilize to kind of calculate all this so you understand what they're looking at, their gross net and their profits on this particular deal. Make sure you don't make mistakes and not underestimate what it'll cost you to actually borrow the money, particularly if you're borrowing money from hard money and borrowing money from friends for the down payment. And you probably guaranteed them like 10% or 15% on their money for a time frame. But I'll get into that in another video. Over-renovating or mis-renovating. Here's how you match the existing rehab to the neighborhood. Don't over-renovate the neighborhood. Match it to what you see has been sold in the past so you can understand it correctly so you don't lose. What you don't want to do is do the renovation, and when somebody comes to buy it, they're like, oh, you under-renovated or you over-renovated. You don't make the profit you're supposed to make. Look at 3 comparables. Go look at 3 other flips, see what they did, and duplicate it. Don't reinvent the wheel. You don't have to. Go to your proper liquidation stores, get liquidated items. Even go to a Facebook marketplace so you can buy used and good refrigerators that are in good standing. Don't over-renovate and don't mis-renovate your flip. All right, this next one's a big one. Time management is gonna make or kill you as well. If your contractor tells you they're gonna do it in 2 months and you don't have provisions in your agreement to say, hey, what happens if you don't make it in those 2-3 months, or you as the flipper, like sometimes I'm delayed in bringing materials because I probably forgot or I didn't order it to get there on time, that can kill you. Make a list of all your materials ahead of time. Make a list of all the things your contractor needs for himself to be there on time. Schedule contractors accordingly. Do not overlap 3 to 4 contractors. At most, put 2 contractors working at the same time. Maybe one's working on the inside, one's working on the outside, meaning that he's probably doing drywall paint, and the other one's maybe doing the stucco or prepping for paint. Try to get a schedule on time. And the biggest thing I should tell you to put in there, ask your contractors, hey, if you don't meet this deadline without me, making any mistakes or errors, or it wasn't a natural disaster or anything like that, and you didn't produce the results you told me you're gonna produce in a timely fashion, what are the penalties, right? Ask them that. They might not wanna hear that, but ask them that. A lot of people flip properties and they don't know what their exit is. Their only exit is, I'm going to sell a property. Well, no. You need to know exactly what happened. You need plan A and plan B. So if you're going to flip the property and you can't sell it, are you going to convert it to a rental? Are you going to do a BRRRR method with this property to get your money and extract it out? Can it convert into a rental? Is your credit score good enough to do a DSCR loan bank product that will allow you to refinance it into a 30-year loan? Here's the reason why. Hard money is typically for 6 to 12 months. So you want to make sure you can exit this property and get your money that you put in as your down payment so you don't have your money stuck in the property. Most cases, some people have a little bit of money left in there. $5,000 to $10,000 is okay, but $40,000 to $50,000, that means you didn't run your numbers correctly from the beginning to make sure that you can extract your money to go do it again. So you want to make sure you can extract your money to repeat the process. You want to rinse and repeat. So you'll make sure that you're actually able to exit the right way. Look, if this video saved you any time you found any value, imagine what we can do working together, funding your deals and coaching you through the process. I can help you fund your deals and coach you through your deals virtually almost anywhere. This is what I do for my students and this is what I do for myself. My experience is your leverage and also your benefit. So if you want to work with me, guys, there's a link in the bottom. You can click, we can book a quick call. We can figure out how to make sure that you're not losing money, how to make sure you're gaining money and stay in the profit. My name is Gene Garan. I am a hard money lender, also an active investor in the market, making sure deals make sense. This is how we make real estate full circle. Thanks for watching this video. I would love if you can like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It will greatly mean a great deal to me. And comment below, because that helps the algorithm push this video to anyone that is interested in flipping, because I don't want them to make errors or get caught up in things they can actually not do. So let's make sure, guys, you like this video for me. Thank you.